Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kenosha and I have been uploading pregnancy updates for baby number 4. I have 3 children obviously right now, I have 2 girls and a boy, and we are pregnant with baby number 4 and we are not finding out this baby's sex beforehand. So it's a surprise. Like I said, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you along. I'll be talking more in depth about my birth plans and what I'm doing to prepare for a vaginal birth after cesarean, because my last birth did result in an unplanned C-section. So I am really getting myself mentally and physically prepared to rock a VBAC. So yeah, more to come on those topics, but right now this is my 23, 24, and 25 week pregnancy update. So I'm just gonna get started right away on what the baby was doing during these weeks as far as its development, and then I'll talk about what I was feeling. So at 23 weeks, baby was the size of a large mango. So baby was 11.5 inches in length and about 1 pound. And if you watched my last update when I had my anatomy scan, my baby was already projected to be over a pound at 22 weeks. So my baby's definitely was over a pound at 23 weeks. So things that were happening with baby is that baby is able to hear all the sounds from the outside world, such as a dog barking or any other loud sounds. And then also, so the baby's digestive tract is developing more, and baby is starting to swallow the amniotic. At 24 weeks, baby was projected to be about the size of an ear of corn. Length was 11 3/4 inches, and weight was about 1 1/4 pound. The baby's lungs are developing even more, so baby's starting to get respiratory sacs on the branches of their lungs, and those are growing and multiplying. So baby's starting to get to the point where they'll be able to breathe on their own. And that's pretty much it for 24 weeks. 25 weeks, baby was about the size of a rutabaga, 13.5 inches in length and 1.5 pounds. And what they said about baby at this stage is that the baby is growing more hair, and it's actually starting to get color and texture at this point. So all of the updates before this said that baby's hair, like baby's eyebrows, eyelashes, hair on their head, hair on their body, has all been white up to this point. So now baby is starting to get a hair color, so that'll be fun to see. All of my babies have been born with very dark hair, and then my girls eventually got lighter brown, blondish hair, and then my son is the only one who has black hair like me. So we'll see what this baby has. So that was what was happening with baby during weeks 23, 24, and 25. So with me, during those weeks, I feel like a lot of my symptoms have been pretty much the same week to week, so that's why I kind of waited that extra week to do an update, because I don't really feel like a whole lot of things are happening, because I'm still feeling pretty good most days. There are some days where obviously I wake up and for whatever reason I didn't sleep well, so I wake up feeling nauseous and feeling just really heavy and unmotivated and just tired. So those days are usually kind of rough for me, because I just feel like you just feel so much more like uncomfortable when you just don't already feel well. But on the days that are good, like today is a really good day for me. Like I woke up and I felt like I slept really well. So, you know, I ate breakfast, I have all this energy, and I just feel really good today. So yeah, I'm just having, I'm still having a lot more good days than bad days, but still working out 5, sometimes 4 or 6 days a week, but mostly 5 days a week. I'm still doing the morning Meltdown 100 program that is on Beachbody On Demand and that I love so much. So I'm really excited to be done. I am on so today when I work out, I will be doing day 93 out of 100. So I'm super excited to be so close to the finish line, and I'm gearing up to start a new program. But I mean, yeah, so that just really is just kind of contributing to me feeling well, is just working out. My sleep has been a lot better these last couple of weeks. And I really haven't done anything differently. I just, for whatever reason, I'm just sleeping better. So hopefully that can go on as long as possible, because obviously I will not be getting a whole lot of sleep after baby comes. So yeah. So I have been getting practice contractions, or Braxton Hicks contractions as they are more commonly known as. But I do want to say that compared to my first 3 pregnancies, I felt like I was getting so many Braxton Hicks contractions, like starting in the first trimester and, you know, going obviously until, you know, I went into labor eventually and had my babies. But this pregnancy, I have had the fewest Braxton Hicks contractions than any of my other pregnancies, and I think that 100% has to do with my water intake. I have been drinking no less than 64 ounces of water every single day, and I'm really aiming to drink 80 plus ounces of water, which I do on most days. But if I'm only able to get the 64 ounces, then I mean, I'm perfectly happy with that. And I mean, I've just noticed less Braxton Hicks contractions. I've noticed, you know, just more energy, less swelling. I mean, I'm pregnant, you know, I'm 6 months pregnant at the heat of the summer, and I've just had very minimal swelling. I do have a little bit of swelling in my feet towards the end of the day every once in a while, but it's not even every day. So like, I just cannot sing the praises of drinking as much water as you can enough. Like, just drink more water at any stage of your life, but especially if you're pregnant, especially if you're breastfeeding, especially if it's summertime and you are pregnant, drink water, because my swelling has just been minimal, and I'm so amazed by that. Anyway, and I have been talking a lot about that, but really that is like the main thing. Like, I'm a 4-time mother, so I feel like I have a lot of background as far as being pregnant and having children and stuff like that, and I just did not really drink the water that I needed to be drinking, the amount of water that I needed to be drinking in my first 3 pregnancies, and I know that. And this pregnancy, I made a conscious effort to drink as much water as I could, and it has made this pregnancy so incredibly nice. I mean, I don't even want to say easy, but it's been so much easier than, you know, my last 3 pregnancies. And I just can't believe it, because everyone who's had, you know, 3 or 4 pregnancies, they always ask me, oh, how's your pregnancy going? And I'm like, and I almost feel bad to say it's going really well. Like, I feel really good. And I almost feel guilty, because I know that that's not the case for a lot of people. Like, the more pregnancies you have, you know, I just feel like the more run down you feel, you know, the more symptoms you have, you know, undesirable symptoms like hemorrhoids, constipation, swelling, fatigue, like all this stuff. And I just like haven't had a lot of, you know, undesirable symptoms at this point in my pregnancy, and I had in my other ones at this point already. So it's just amazing what exercising and drinking so much more water has done for my pregnancy and for my body. So enough about that, but you get the idea. So baby has been kicking up a storm so much, and I have no idea. I've never been good at being able to figure out what body parts are where and how my baby could possibly be lying. At my anatomy scan, if you remember, baby was lying transverse, so that's straight across my belly. Head was on my right side, feet were on my left side, and it was just chilling like that. And for up until like really last week, I still felt like the baby was probably still transverse, because I was just feeling a lot of just the same kicks where I had been feeling them, like a lot of cervix kicks And my midwife did say that transverse babies just really like to kick down at your cervix when they're lying transverse like that. But I feel like recently I've been feeling a lot less cervix kicks and maybe some more kicks up towards my ribs, and I'm just like praying that this baby is head down, because that's like my greatest fear, to not have an ideally positioned baby, because all of my babies have been like, were head down pretty early in my pregnancies. Like at each of my anatomy scans with my 3 kids, they were already head down, and by the time I went into labor, they were all head down, you know. So I've never had any like breech scares or anything like that. So I'm just hoping that this baby follows suit and gets into the right position before I am ready to have this baby. Yeah, so some other things that we've been doing is getting ready. So we've been slowly starting to get some things ready for baby, and that's not only just like, you know, accumulating baby stuff that we need, which obviously we don't need a lot because we have a boy and we have 2 girls. So we have boy and girl clothes in abundance upstairs in our storage, and all the baby toys. I don't know if you can see them back there, but we have tons of toys, tons of gear and car seats and all this other stuff. So we don't really need a whole lot, but I am starting, you know, to take inventory of the things that we have, get rid of some things, because my sister did give me a lot of her baby stuff because her and her husband are done having babies. So they gave me like their baby bathtub and a few baby bouncers, which I thought would be nice to have 2 baby bouncers so that we could have bouncers on each or on at least 2 levels of our house. So some other things that we've been getting ready is that my husband, we bought a new car for my husband, not a brand new car, but a new to us car. It's actually a pretty old car, but it just kind of like fell into our laps because we had been talking about replacing his car and probably doing it sometime early next year, just so that we could, you know, get through the year and pay for the things that we needed to pay for leading up to the baby's birth, and then, you know, work on saving up our, you know, money to get him a car. But recently there was a man in our neighborhood who was selling a 2001 Honda Odyssey, and my husband was like telling me about it, and he went to go talk to the guy who was selling the car, and it turns out it was his late mother's car. So you know, she was the only owner. She bought it brand new in 2001, and so it only had 1 owner. The miles were shockingly low for a almost 20-year-old car. So my husband jumped on that, and we got that car for a fantastic price. This car falling into our laps, and my husband just making that amazing sacrifice for our family, because I know getting a minivan was, as he said, a punch to his man parts. I'm not going to say exactly what he said, but you know, he was like, but I was just really proud of him for deciding that for our family, because we had gone back and forth on if we needed 2 cars that were able to fit 4 babies, 4 kids in it. So we felt like that was the best thing that could have fallen in our laps. So he jumped on that at the first chance. And so now we own 2 minivans. And I'm really proud of him, and I'm happy that we'll be able to fit 4 kids in both of our cars. And I feel like I'm talking a lot about this, but we are getting things ready for this baby, and I'm super excited. Anyway, my next appointment is at the beginning of September with my midwife, and I will be doing my glucose test at that time and some other blood work. And yeah, super excited for getting to the end of my 2nd trimester. So I'm going to show you guys my 26-week and 2-day bump and send you on your way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.